Hello, Cardinals. We're going to talk about Lesson 3 Reflection today. We're looking back to the original focus question was, how do air and water move in the atmosphere? We're going to review Investigation 3.4 first, in which we took some hot water and some cold water and placed them underneath the convection tubes and then observed where the smoke was moving. The review here talks about how it was set up. You had the hot water on one side and the cold one on another. And what happens is the hot water warms the air above it, and that water expands and becomes less dense and rises. This creates an air mass that is unstable. So you're going to want to include that word unstable somewhere. So rising air creates unstable air. And you can tell this because that little diagram to the right, hot air, the molecules are expanded, it becomes less dense, it becomes lighter than that cold air. And that's just an example of the molecules off to the side. The cold surface cools the air above it, and the air becomes more dense and it sinks. And this creates an air mass that is stable. So you want to include the word stable in your vocabulary. And once again, as you can see from the molecule diagram, the cold air molecules are closer. It makes them heavier. It makes them more dense. And that's what causes the sinking. As you move on to your reflection today, you're going to have a handful of items to do. The first one talks about Investigation 3.1 and the evaporation and condensation models. The second one talks about Investigation 3.2, and that was when we created and observed a water cycle. You're going to be talking about Investigation 3.3 and 3.4 when we looked at the temperature and the movement of air above different temperatured surfaces. And we have some conclusions to think about how would this explain some processes on Earth. And if you could observe this, what would it look like? And then you should read air masses and answer the questions. We are not doing the KWL chart. So looking ahead, we have an L3 check for understanding. You should be getting that in class today. We have a Lesson 3 review, and you should be going back to your green tab page to check over vocab. So quiz coming up for Lesson 3 and Lesson 2. We're preparing today and tomorrow. If you have any questions, please let your teacher know.